Oh, that was a smooth transition, weren't it? That was as smooth as they come, really. Obviously, good. I was going to say good after. Welcome back to the stream, everyone. How are we all doing? Make sure you get your comments in. Let me know who we've got watching. And of course, I have my good friend and co-host with me, Save. Save, how are we doing, mate?
I'm all right, thanks. I'm very good, actually. A little bit worried about me, about my daughter doing her GCSE maths today. She was a little bit worried last night. So, I hope everyone who's got kids doing GCSEs now are doing great. And if you've just done a GCSE, then what you're doing at home? You shouldn't be at home. You should be at school. Anyway, but yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. It's always a bit worrying, though, as a parent. You know, them big monumental days you have with your kids. You know,
I spent my my GCSE days playing FIFA instead of doing the hard work.
well, you see, if you'd have done the hard work, you could have had a proper job.
well, that's it. Maybe I'd be working at the London Stock Exchange or something. But I think I'd much rather be on here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think I'd much rather be doing this than living it up with the suits. Yeah. What could be better than on this fine stream with our fine audience, living the dream at its best. So
there is no better place.
That's it, mate. That's it. Loki, how we doing? Anyone else that's watching? I see you. I see you all. Do get your thingos in the chat. Get your comments in the chat. And we do have 16 viewers and 3 likes, so you know what to do. I don't have to tell you. You can go and sort that yourselves. Go and sort that out. And yeah, we do have Bitcoin pushing back to the upside a little bit. I'm kind of undecided on what I think Bitcoin may do next. I like how it's obviously came, back into this region here, where previously it held, and obviously it's holding again. So it makes me think potentially we could maybe lead it up to where the selling began, which would be just shy of 104 maybe. But I'm kind of undecided when I go and look at the daily chart. Obviously, the daily paints a different picture, and we could maybe just be getting something like this again. But it looks like it's kind of rolling over on the daily a little bit. Obviously, there's plenty of time to fix it and stuff, but that kind of just the halt at such a key level kind of worries me a little bit for more upside. But I think it was yesterday that we mentioned, a break above 106k for a daily close pretty much fixes everything and paints a very bullish picture. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm primarily obviously keen to watch the next couple of daily closes to see where they come, because obviously we had this great big move here on the candle. And yeah, we are obviously looking like it's kind of slipping a little bit, but you never know how the daily closes. The daily could close green, who knows? But on the 1 hour, we have got Stonksy on red for now, so we'll see how that develops. Interestingly, I saw before, mate, I don't know if you've seen or not, we had Ethereum obviously come out of its green background after catching this monumental push up. Then we did actually go into a red for a little bit, and now it's back in its green. So I think what's happening on Ethereum is we're getting kind of this, what we got on Bitcoin, obviously just a monster move, and now it's kind of cooling off. So we're getting a bit of sideways chop, which we've had on Bitcoin, obviously here when it comes to the 1 hour Stonksy. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Ethereum maybe potentially just chop around. Maybe we chop into some red and green backgrounds before, we get the next market move. But yeah, something to have note, obviously, that Giga Ethereum long has closed now. But yeah, not really much to update. Anything from you, mate?
No, I mean, what I'm looking at there, that one you've got there, I mean, I'm quite a fan of a double bottom. The only thing is that isn't really a double bottom, because it hasn't, the kind of double bottoms I like is when it comes in from like quite high up, drops down, goes back up a little bit, and then goes down again. That kind of drop down wasn't big enough really to be one of my favorite kinds of double bottoms, if you like.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it is a sort of double bottom, so that could. But the thing is, we've got news, haven't we, in 25 minutes?
We do. Good lead on. So we have PPI coming in, which is a key piece of data. We have retail sales, and then we also have Powell speaking in 33 minutes at the Thomas Laubach Research Conference. So yeah, a pretty actually stacked kind of next hour when we've got PPI, retail sales, and then Powell speaking, all obviously leading into US Open. So it's going to be interesting. But I mean, I think we can kind of draw the picture now that Bitcoin is in this range again. So we've formed kind of another low time frame range. We've obviously got support coming in down here. We've got resistance coming in around 105. And the price is kind of just doing its thing within there now. So I think kind of, until we break support or break resistance, it's kind of just ping pong. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, if we break either end, then we'll, assess where we may be going to after there. So yeah. one of the I don't know if you saw, mate, in general today, but one of our users, Mr. N. Malloy, in the Discord server, got a great entry on. He got a 75x short on Solana from entry price 183.
No.
Yeah. At the time he posted it in, the mark price was 173. So a little bit higher than it is now. And he was at an unrealized P&L of $2,500. So he's probably pushing $3,000 on that trade now.
Wow.
Plus 400% P&L at least. So yeah, he's in from pretty much, as close to the top as you can get without nailing it. So that's a great trade by one of Stonksy. And of course, Solana is in this red background now. So
I guess he was probably using the 5-minute time frame for that, wasn't he? Alex.
He may well have been using the 5-minute time frame, yeah. Or maybe he was watching the streams, because I know obviously there's been a couple of times where we've covered Solana, and obviously this kind of region here, 180 is a key level. So I don't know whether he just had to stab at it, or maybe he got in the 5-minute time frame here, because obviously it did come up to 183 and then slammed down. I mean, lucky he's kept it open, because moving on to the 1 hour chart, we are in the red now. So I mean, he put in, so his message was, should I close this or let it cook? So I wasn't really sure what to say. So I just said, good that you got your stop loss in profit, but primarily depends on what Bitcoin does at the moment. It looks weak, so we may get a correction unless strength comes back in. Amazing entry, you'll be printing now, is what I said to him. But I think he has put his stop loss. So he's put his stop loss at 176. So he's put his stop loss all the way back up here.
Yeah.
So if you do get a Bitcoin sell-off, that is going to be one juicy trade, that's for sure.
Yeah, very, very, very well played, actually. Yeah.
And
well
and I tell you what, it's quite the. So we've been using probably around 800 USDT on 75x, which is just a legendary trade, isn't it? What a legend.
75x on Solana is, don't try that at home.
Yeah. Unbelievable. We've got Razvan. Hello from Romania. Hello to you, Razvan. Great to see you. John Brown, how we doing? Are we going to go 100K briefly before continuing highs? Well, I suppose, let's go and have a look at Bitcoin. So obviously, this is the range that we've got. If we look on a daily chart, we've obviously got a big gap to fill in here. But we have got potentially, what may be coming in, depending on where you want to draw it. A nice, obviously, SR test around, 98K. We do obviously still have all these wicks to take out here. Now, what, is key to think is, got a really steady build-up of wicks here alongside the open CME gap down here. Now, I don't think that's in play yet, really. But if we're looking at the chart, I think we would definitely, if we start to break down the Monday low here, which is this wick, is prime for taking, in my opinion. So whether we sweep that and then go back up, or we sweep that and then we just carry on downwards regardless and just come and fill in some of this move, we'll have to approach it when we see it. But for now, we're just holding support. So and just kind of just watching what the chart does. But I think if we break through this support, watch the Monday low here, 100. Stonksy's got it marked on the 1 hour anyway. But 100,718. So we'll see. We'll also cover some more alts. Let us know if you want us to cover any specific altcoins. Get them in the chat, and of course, do drop a like. Get your likes in. We are on 9 likes, so do take 2 seconds to go and drop a like. And of course, if you haven't already, do drop a subscribe on the channel if you're not yet subscribed. We want to welcome you to our family and steadily get towards 2,000, 2,500 subscribers, hopefully.
Yeah, we should do a poll actually, sort of which comes first, 2,500 subscribers, or you fix your chair.
Yeah, or maybe I'll just do like no chair fix until 2,500. No chair fix until 2,500 subscribers. How about
that? Yeah. Well, no, you should fix it.
I should. Will I? That's a different question. We got James saying, afternoon all, in and out of client appointments, but let's positive pump crypto, baby. James is loving it. That is for sure. How you doing, James? Great to see you, mate. Baldy McGinge, the legend. But yeah, I'm guessing that you're thinking we are going to carry on upwards then, mate?
I don't know. I think it depends on the PP, whatever it is, news. PPI, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it will depend on that. And then, well, it depends on that, and then whatever happens because of that on the open an hour later. So I think it's going to be interesting for the next hour and a bit. That's for sure. I don't know what to expect really. I kind of feel like now we come down a little bit, that a bit more downside is quite feasible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I don't honestly know. I think the market is generally still quite bullish, but people get upset so easy, don't they? Pulls back a few $100 and everyone starts to panic, don't they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, this whole rally has been built around, hasn't it? Pullbacks being eaten up.
Yeah.
We're
going
on the 4 hour.
Yeah. I went to get my hair cut this morning, and the lady cutting my hair. I mean, I kind of know her anyway, but and she was saying, "Oh, what sort of work you doing these days?" And I kind of said, "Oh, it's to do with like finance and money." And I was being all sort of vague, and then she was asking me a few things about it, and I thought, no, this is not what I do. I said, no, it's more to do with like cryptocurrency, And she went, "Oh, cryptocurrency." She said, "I've got some friends, and like, and I think pretty much as soon as you put money into it, it's gone." And I said, "What did your friends do exactly?" And she said, "I don't know, but they both put into it and they got nothing back."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Did they get scammed or something?" And she said, "I don't know, but they didn't get anything back." And it's quite weird. It's almost like that. I was shocked actually about the general public, and there was another guy waiting for to get his haircut as well, and he was kind of joining in, and sort of like he didn't have a clue what it was about either. I mean, not a clue.
Yeah.
They'd heard of Bitcoin on the telly, and they know that it was worth a lot of money once.
Yeah.
And but they actually had no idea at all, and I think that's something we forget, isn't it? Because we just talk about it every day, and as if it's just normal. And I think for most people, it's still completely from a different planet, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, the way people talk about it is like it's like I don't know. Like when people say, you put money in and you don't get anything back, as if it's like I suppose part of it is a casino, isn't it? But you don't you wouldn't say that about like stocks or anything, would you? Is what I mean. Like people talk about it as if it's like some sort of casino, like which
it was
there
really
is
weird
obviously loads of parts of it that is a casino, but
yeah,
the overall whole thing isn't so much a casino.
No, but it was really weird though. It was like as if they were talking about like a certain kind of thing. I mean, like you say, you wouldn't sort of say, "Oh, the nationwide building society is a scam," because if you put your money in, you never get it out.
Yeah.
But it was almost like they were talking about that as if it's one particular thing. And it just made me think actually how big and complex it all is. When you think about all different cryptos and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, it was interesting. It's quite good every now and again when I saw this happened last Saturday as well when I was at that barbecue. But you talk to some normal people and you think, oh, I've actually gone so far down the crypto rabbit hole that I've actually almost lost touch with reality.
Yeah.
and it's quite odd, really, isn't it? But yeah. But then but then you watch stuff about. I watch this Canadian trader channel, Trader TV, I think it's called, and it's more about traditional stocks and stuff like that. I kind of watch that, but they'll be talking about stocks one minute, and then the next minute they'll be talking about Bitcoin as just like another commodity, and it's all quite normal,
Yeah.
And yeah. Anyway, I'm not sure why I rambled on about that, but I just I thought I'd mention it.
Well, definitely worth the mention, mate. Yeah, because I assume probably most people in here have had a similar experience, maybe.
Yeah.
But we do have, what have we got going on? So Loki says, send it back down to the origin at 97k to aggregate the remaining orders. James says, I think we will dump, but I'm long to counter trade myself. I suppose if that works, mate, then it works, doesn't it? Afternoon, Sean, how we doing? And Debut Mastering says, afternoon, folks. And we do have Nick as well. So good afternoon to all the legends, all the hardcore viewers as well. But yeah, please do drop a like on the stream if you haven't already. Let's check the like ratio.
I think there are some. I think there are some new names in there, aren't there? So
no, I think they're all regular viewers. Then
isn't Razvan new or
Raz? I've seen him in here a couple times.
Okay.
I'm sure I've seen him in a couple times. But yeah, if you are, well, there definitely is more of you watching. Don't be shy to come into the comment box. Do get in there. And yeah, if you want us to look at anything specific, or if you've got any thoughts or feelings on the market or whatever, get it in there. It is, time for talk about whatever you guys want. Literally, it's an open mic. So yeah, get in there and let us know what you would like to see. We do have PPI and retail sales coming in 10 minutes. So we'll see what, if any, reaction we get on the market from there. But yeah, overall, we're waiting to see if Bitcoin is going to bounce from this region again, which at the moment it looks like it's holding pretty well. So yeah, and probably not news to everyone that's been coming to the recent streams, but I am absolutely boiling again. I'm sweating just sat here. So yeah, it's going to be another sweaty stream, that's for sure. But you can't complain. The sun's shining. It's hot. There's definitely no reason to complain. Just means I have to turn my camera off to actually breathe every 10 minutes or so and cool myself down a bit. But I'm sure you guys don't mind. Anyway, moving forwards, we will... Yeah, I mean, it is pushing back up. The S&P 500 is interesting. It's obviously hammering this $5,900 level. Like, if I'm not mistaken, is around the yearly open. So we do have the yearly open right under 2,900. So this is obviously acting as pretty strong resistance for the S&P 500. If we do break above, then, dare you say, route to all-time high, which is pretty crazy considering what was happening just over a month ago. But it's there. However, I think, if we start to correct on this, then it potentially maybe leans over into Bitcoin. Let's have a look at the Mag 7 before we get this data. So I don't think there's been too much. We've not had any kind of wild move on the S&P.
I think Nvidia's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah. Amazon, Tesla. Yeah, so there's a mixture between some up, some down. The S&P overall before open is down 0.42%, so nothing major at all. So we haven't really had any out of hours major movement. Yeah, Bitcoin is potentially maybe looking like it's going to start bouncing, and I think up towards 103,800-ish potentially comes in. If not, if we look at let's see the 5-minute chart. Yeah, maybe we get stuck just around 103, just above 103. We'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, here's hoping for some good movement, because the last couple of days on stream we've had nothing, have we? Really?
No, I must admit, it's all kind of kicked off at 3 o'clock, though, isn't it? Just as we say goodbye,
Yeah,
it kind of goes nuts.
it's
But
all kicking off.
I think that's what happens, isn't it? You get the first half hour in New York is like, what do they call it? Is it the Brinks box or something like that? Or I don't know. It's got some name for it. Anyway, the first half hour does something, and then it all kind of starts to make sense at 3 o'clock, just as we're going. So yeah, do watch out for 3 o'clock as well as 2:30 actually. So what do you think overall? Do you think you don't know, do you? It's one or the other.
I think I think we're gonna, for as long as we're holding kind of that grey box, then we are gonna bounce. If we start leaning back over, then yeah, I think another test of this grey box so soon may see us definitely go and sweep down lower. But for now, I don't think it looks too bad. The US Brinks.
Yeah, that's what it's called. I don't know why it's
US
called
Open. But let's see, you've got 6 minutes to go. And then Powell starts speaking. Yeah, I don't think this, not to my knowledge anyway. There probably is somewhere we can get this on live stream. I don't think it's a major speech. It'll probably just be reiterating what he said. Well, was it like it was last week, wasn't it? We had FOMC. So he's probably just going to be reiterating that. But obviously, we have had CPI since then, so maybe there's going to be a slight mention of that. But I don't think he's going to really reveal anything groundbreaking or suddenly come out and say, "Oh yeah, we're leaning towards cutting rates now because of last week's CPI." I don't think he's got. Well, he could say anything, couldn't he? But
yeah, just trying to find out what this Thomas Laubach thing is.
Let's go and have a look at the liquidation heat map. So we did come down. He's obviously looking at the 24-hour time frame. We came down, obviously swept this this hot zone here to the downside, then we leveled off, and now we do have the next hot zone, which is above 104k. We look on the 3-day chart. We also have the hotspot just above 105k. The 1 week is above that local high that we had, so pushing 106. And then the monthly, which I doubt has changed since yesterday, going to be above there as well, yeah. So there's the hotspot for that, and obviously back down towards where the CME gap is for downside hotspot on the 1 month time frame. So yeah, not much change there, apart from potentially, low time frame liquidity. Maybe Bitcoin comes back up for it.
Yeah. Okay. That is weird though. Ethereum being sort of green on the 1 hour and Bitcoin being not.
Yeah.
green.
Well, Ethereum's held up quite well on it because ETH Bitcoin has been outperforming. So it's kind of been holding up quite well, even when Bitcoin has been having some downside.
Yeah. I think that's that might be a bit of a clue for Bitcoin's direction, actually. Maybe.
What, back up?
Yeah. Just the fact that Ethereum's looking all right,
Yeah. 2:30 UK time, USA open up. That's right, Patrick. Yes,
Yeah.
That is right. Cyprian Bro says hello to you, Cyprian Bro. How are you doing? And of course, for those of you that aren't signed up yet, you can get 20% off your first month of Stonksy with code BOT20. So do take advantage of that. Second link in the description, bring you to the Stonksy website. Click start now. And then it's this box you want. Click the monthly button to create your Stonksy account. And then give us, your relevant information, like your trading view username and stuff. But yeah, code BOT20. Put it in the checkout box. And get yourself 20% off your first month. So nice little discount was still running. maybe going to switch it up soon or take it off completely. So if you are thinking about giving it a try, come and do so before we remove it. And of course, you do get access to everything with that. We'll leave it on a 1 minute time frame. Now we've got 2 minutes to go until we have PPI and retail sales. And then Powell will start speaking in 10 minutes after that. So we'll see what the market is bracing itself for.
Yeah, just having a look at what this Thomas Laubach thing is all about. Here's a conference about, God, it must be a bloody interesting conference. It's all about inflation, monetary policy.
Oh yeah, you can imagine how riveting that conversation will be with people, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, I am sort of interested in that kind of stuff, but I can't imagine sitting in a room full of people talking about that, you know. But yeah, I did actually go to a couple of fintech meetings, you know, sort of like I was just looking on what's the event thing called? Eventbrite, is it?
Eventbrite,
yeah. I was looking on that for, like, you know, fintech events.
Oh, here we go. Hang on. Bit of a wild 1 minute candle coming in.
So we're already, sorry.
We'll go into the upside. And we got, what did we get? So we got lower. PPI came in year on year, 2.4. The forecast was 2.5. So we got a bit of a wild 1 minute candle there, all the way up to 102.8 and down to 102.4. Then retail sales, we had that's month over month came in positive.
Okay.
And then the control group came in at minus 0.2. So Powell speaks in 10 minutes, but yeah, interesting 1 minute candle there.
Right. So that was all good news, wasn't it, for us?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. Well, go on, carry on. What was you saying, mate?
Oh no, it's just I went. You know, I looked on this Eventbrite, and I thought, I wonder if there's any. You know, what I was thinking at first was, are there any kind of like crypto related things happening in like the south of England? And there wasn't a lot, to be honest. And then there was this group called Fintech Southwest, I think they're called. And there was a few events they put on, and I went along to one of them, and it was really weird, actually. It was like, I mean, there was some business there, and they were talking about the idea of it was the kind of real estate crypto thing, you know, where you can buy a token that represents a portion of a building or something, you know. And it was like, I don't know, it all seemed like about 2 years behind to me, you know. And I thought that, and that was advertised as being cutting edge kind of stuff, and I just thought, that's like really old hat stuff, you know. It's kind of like, you know, people have tried that and it didn't work. And I don't know, I went along, and, you know, it was all right. It was all right. I didn't learn anything, and I had a little chat with a few people. Yeah. But it was pretty pointless, really. So yeah, again, I still think that most people haven't a clue what it's all about. And I think if you're here and you're watching this stream and you've got an edge, like owning Stonksy, for example, then I think you're in a very fortunate position, really. So yeah, well done, anyone who's watching. Give the stream a like. Go on.
Absolutely, yeah. Do drop a like. What have we got? So we've got Cryptogenic saying smash the likes. Yes, do please smash the likes. Let's see what we're on. We're getting some really good viewership on stream as well. 40 viewers, 18 likes. So do take a second. It only takes 1 second as well. Scroll down, hit the like button. And while you're there, do drop a subscribe as well if you're not. It'd be great to welcome you back every day. We stream every single day, covering US data and the US market open, alongside looking at all things crypto. Now we have got Cyprian Bro is saying he sold his SMCI, bought at 32. And Patrick is saying, do you believe in selling may walk away? What's interesting is we actually covered that one time, and I'll quickly cover that for anyone else that wasn't in the stream at the time. But we pretty much went back to all the Mays of recent history, so all the way back to 2017. And we looked at, what had happened in the following months to see if it was worth it. And pretty much, obviously, the X means no, it wasn't worth it, and the tick means yes, it was. If it would have worked out that you were selling. So, as you can see, there's not really many ticks. There's not really many ticks. So, overall, it's not worked out long term. But I suppose it just depends on your theory if we're going higher or not. For where Bitcoin's at, we're what? 5, 6, 7% away from all-time high. If your idea is that we're going to get another leg up, then obviously that's kind of your answer in it. If you're thinking that maybe we're not going to go much higher, then you've got your answer there, haven't you? So I suppose for this kind of May, given where Bitcoin's at, because it's so close to all-time high, it just depends on if you think we're going to go higher or not. It boils down to if you think it's worth selling or not. So yeah, I think it's definitely interesting, and we'll come back in a few months, won't we? And we'll see. Should you have sold in May? Should you not? Whatever. But I think it's definitely mostly just down to personal opinion, and if you think we're going higher or not, because then your decision is easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the S&P looks like it liked that data release there. That is pushing on back up. And as is Bitcoin, back to 102.8. So filling in that 1 minute candle there from the PPI data. What have we got? Is it minus 0.5 good or bad? Which one was minus 0.5? The data was good overall. We need Fed to help out before we get a big move, says Patrick. And most summers done, but I've been here 10 years. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes the summers are actually all right. Sometimes the summers aren't too bad. Crypto Bro, how we doing? Great to see you, mate. Steve-O, just come from Town Hall. Well, thank you very much for hopping over, mate. And to you, the legend Steve-O. Is it a double top on Bitcoin? Is it a double top? On what time frame? The daily? No. If anything, this potentially is a triple top, isn't it? more than anything. It would. I don't know if you're talking about the daily or not, but we've got kind of 3 peaks there. If you talk about what would bring same for the weekly. What do you think, mate?
Me? Double top?
Well, it'd be a triple, wouldn't it? It would be a triple top, I think.
I can't really see it myself. I think it's just a bit of resistance that we need to get through, really.
Mm-hmm. Crypto Bro says Big Alpha was dropped in the CSE Town Hall. Oh, was it now? What was the alpha?
What
was the alpha?
I hope it got recorded.
Afternoon, Wizzo. Bullish Dave in a gilet. Mate, I've been wearing a gilet all stream now for a few weeks since it went hot, really. Have you not noticed? Have you only just noticed now? Yeah, I've been wearing a gilet since it's gone hot. On stream, anyway. I take it off as soon as I stop streaming. Wish says, yeah, I love it, mate. DeFi summer was a blast. Yeah. Good afternoon, Hugo. ETH going to 3,200. Needs to break like that 2,100 to 2,900 region for me. I think. If we go and have a look at it. If we look at it on a daily, anyway. for me, you can see clearly. You draw this box along, and you can see the clear behavior around this zone with support and resistance. So I think, yeah, you need to break kind of like 2,800 to 2,900 to open the door for that push up. Definitely past 3,000, yeah. So that's my opinion anyway. And I've still got it drawn on there, yeah. So we've still got a bit. Well, there's still a lot of work to do. This will be. If you go back and have a look, you can see last time just how long ETH was banging its head against this region, but then also how it's played a part over the past couple of years. Actually, that's only back to 24, but yeah, you can see all the price action around this zone. So that's where I think we need to break.
Okay. Cool. So Crypto Bro, can you give us a clue what the big alpha was? Was it to do with memes or was it to do with something else? So memes or something else?
Yeah, drop the alpha.
No, don't drop it. Just just give me a clue.
Don't drop it. Actually, if you do want to get into CSE Plus though, where this town hall was held with TMG, there is a link in the description with the discount code. You can get 20%, 80% off the community plan, which means it comes down to just £20 a month, and you do get access to the Discord server where the town halls and AMAs are held.
Yeah, and I believe that town hall that just happened, that was actually open to everyone, not just the premium people. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's
just £20 a month.
And that is one of, well, before I started doing this, that was one of my favourite things I look forward to. It does get recorded though, so I think Spud puts that up almost straight away. So hopefully that'll be there, so I can listen to it when we're done here.
Yeah,
but yeah, it is actually well worth being in CSE for that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ranko said nothing major is going to happen until proper 105k break. I agree, mate. I agree. I agree. And it needs to close above 106 on the daily. So it's not really any good us breaking that if then we have a poor daily close. If you come to the daily, you can see the key point on the daily where price needs to close above to make its highest ever daily close, but also break this daily resistance level. So, well, the actual level is 106,133. So, a comfortable close higher than that, then we are looking very rosy to start trading towards this all-time high. It's recorded, says Hugo. Would highly suggest to watch the first minutes minimum. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'll watch it all. Oh, and by the way, Hugo, I saw you on the show with Spud the other day actually, and enjoyed that very much actually. So it's good to put a face to the name. It's good.
RGTI want to keep on the watch list. Apparently,
right. I'm going to write that down because he's been absolutely spot on recently as our whiz. RGTI. Should you have a look what it is?
Yeah, we'll have a look.
Johnny.
Ranko says that's what I mean by proper good day with good. Yeah, mate, absolutely. He says very volatile and could move strongly if new deals announced. Alpha connected to the Trump family and other alpha about a new RWA coin. Very nice. Reggie Man's here. The Reggie boy. I hope OM hasn't been keeping... Well, it hasn't been keeping you up, has it? I remember you messaged me, didn't you? But OM has came back again and retraced this pump, which is annoying, obviously, for you, mate. I hope that this kind of gets a move on. But yeah, it came back and retraced this pump again, annoyingly. So I'm hoping that you get a nice pump out of that, mate. Here's hoping. We do have... Oh, sorry, mate. I was just saying we do have 45 people watching.
Excellent.
So big thank you to everyone that's watching. And do make sure you drop a like on the stream. Take 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I keep saying that. 2 seconds to just scroll down and hit the like button. And also, if you're new, welcome to the stream, and please do subscribe. Go on, mate. You carry on what you were saying.
Yeah, no, I think was it Jeff? I think it was Jeff over in the Stonksy Discord. He'd done a bit of a trade on OM, and he'd done really well actually. Just he did a little trade, and he did actually say, "Sorry, Reggie, man."
Oh yeah, he shorted it, didn't he?
He did, didn't he? Yeah. But that was a really good trade. That was
the little devil.
I know.
What have we got? We got Coffee in the stream. Hello, Coffee. How we doing, mate? Good afternoon to you. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for tuning in. Reggie Man says, whilst I was asleep. Oh, the OM, yeah. And Hugo says Powell will be live. Powell is live now, I think. I don't know where.
Oh, Bitcoin's doing well, actually.
It is. It's slowly climbing up, isn't it?
Yeah. Oops. So I had a couple of little trades on weird exchanges open, and I just closed them because they weren't very good. But yeah, that's all good. So that's why I went quiet.
No worries, mate. No worries at all. I think we will go and look at some Wiz stuff now, because what was the name of that thing that he put in?
RGTI. RGTI.
Rigetti.
Okay.
Had a good day yesterday, didn't it? It was up 18% yesterday. Oh, look at Wiz shilling his buy that he's already made. Shilling his buy. He wants you to go and pump this, mate. Go and pump this stock. I tell you what, it's had a good move, hasn't it? Look at that. It did a 20x within a couple of months. Not even too long either.
How come he manages to find stocks that behave like cryptos?
I know. Well, there is a lot of them. You don't actually associate it, do you, so much with stocks? But a lot of stocks kind of do. And am I right in saying that eToro is talking about going public?
It happened yesterday, I think.
Did it?
Yeah, I
think it was the same when. What here it is, eToro, yeah. A lot of these ones, they shoot up, don't they? Yeah, there you go. And then most of them, they're just like when new crypto coins drop, they're just like prime for shorting. I think Webull was the same on it. I'm sure Webull was the same. Yeah, look at Webull.
What's Webull?
Webull is like a stock platform as well.
But
look at that, it launched on NASDAQ and then shot all the way up to like $70, $80 at its peak, and is now down at 13. But I don't know. I mean, if you like your kind of, your distributions and stuff like that, a lot of these potentially may get pumps afterwards. I mean, I think that happened with Robinhood. I think obviously Robinhood's been on a real tear, but if you look what happened with Robinhood I think it was So obviously down, and then it spent ages in this region here, but then started to take off then. So I think ones like these are potentially ones to keep an eye on. They'll probably take a while to distribute and then properly form an accumulation range, but at some point these may take off because they are proper companies, aren't they?
Yeah.
So maybe something to just keep an eye on long term. What have we got? We have got. We're saying short on Bonk and Mover. Mike, how we doing? Great to see you, Mike. Thank you for joining, mate. Slowly climbing Bitcoin equals Sailor buying. Lol. Wouldn't surprise me, mate, if he was buying more. MicroStrategy's had another good pump, didn't it, this week? So he's probably able to finance some more debt.
Yeah.
eToro went live yesterday. Big gain. IPO price was 59. What did it close at yesterday? 67. Was shouted from the hills for that on Trump tariff dump. Well, what was that? Oh, CRWV. AIM market was... Yeah, so some nice moves across the market for sure. Some nice moves. I'm going to get the poll out now as well. If you haven't already, please do sign up to BLOFIN. If you're looking for anywhere to trade, BLOFIN offer non-KYC accounts. You just create with an email, and it is the most secure exchange for you to trade on. So that link is in the description, and I've also pinned it in the chat and just put it in the chat again. So please do create an account if you haven't already with the Stonksy link. You'll get yourself some great welcome bonuses as well.
And I think, assuming that's the same kind of thing as what Spud mentioned this morning, I believe that does get you the same levels of fees as VIP one from the get go. You know, so there is a major advantage in using that link. So
I believe that is correct. Yes.
Do sign up with that one. It's a bit late in the week for Michael Saylor, isn't it? He normally buys stuff. No, actually, no, he does start to buy.
Yeah, he buys actually late week and then puts his
does,
tracker out on Sunday when they've already bought.
Yeah. And everyone goes, "Oh, that's why."
Yeah.
I don't quite get how that works though, because he buys it all OTC, doesn't he? So, you know, that shouldn't really affect the price, should it? Or should it?
No, if he buys it I think he buys it at market.
Well, he just gets his Coinbase app out. And...
Yeah, they just start twat buying, yeah. Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
It's time, weight, something. It basically means that they just kind of, when you see things just being walked up, it means that, you know, say they've got like 1 billion to deploy, they'll deploy it over a certain amount of time. That's when you see like where MicroStrategy, you can tell where MicroStrategy's been buying, because the price just gets steadily walked up because they're just constantly releasing that money into market buys, but over like a period of time.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just looking. Yeah, time-weighted average price.
Yeah.
Designed to divide a large trade order into smaller orders and execute them at regular time intervals, with the aim of reducing the large order impact on the market and achieving an average execution price that reflects the market's actual price. Yeah, which would exactly do that staircase thing that you often talk about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So why is that different to DCAing?
I suppose it's not really. It's not really too much difference. DCA you normally associate though with like kind of longer term, don't you? Not over the span of like a day or something.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So rather than the time interval being like a week, it's more like an hour or something. Yeah. Okay. Got you.
So yeah, that's right. That's where we're up to anyway. Now, what have we got going on? Wintermute have a massive OTC market now. And Cryptogenic says OTC won't affect the market, the transaction wise. Yeah. But okay. No, MicroStrategy buy at market. They don't. You can see where maybe they don't buy every time at market, because sometimes you kind of can't really see. But particularly on this run up, MicroStrategy's average price was like 99 point something K. You can see exactly that they've been buying in and around before or after as well. So you can generally see on the chart where MicroStrategy has been buying. It's quite easy to see because it is just a constant steady climb up. Right, what shall we look at next? Let's go and I tell you what, let's go and see on CryptoSavingExpert.com what news we've got going on.
Okay.
So we've got Trump's meme coin dinner. Top holders locked in for 22nd of May White House event. The top holders of Donald Trump's Trump meme coin are locked in for a 22nd of May dinner with the president. Here's what to know. So yeah, this got announced, didn't it, a couple of weeks ago, which is what caused it to Trump pump. I didn't even mean that then. I didn't even mean to say that. I can't get my words out today. Over 30.7 million Trump tokens worth 174 million are held by the top 220 wallets. Background checks are now being conducted on holders who wish to attend. Lawmakers, industry insiders are raising red flags over ethics, influence, and international involvement. I suppose it is interesting, isn't it? Because like you've kind of got to, say if you get one of these people that just kind of moves in the shadows and stuff like that, you kind of got to dox like your Trump holdings, haven't you? Which then may lead to, you doxing like your whole kind of web of crypto wallets and transactions and stuff. So it's interesting, but I assume maybe a lot of these are held by probably maybe people he even knows and stuff. I don't know.
I suppose if you're going to go to dinner with the president of America, then people are going to, they're going to have to do some sort of checks on you anyway.
Yeah, I wonder what the lowest value is. So say like number 220. I wonder how much Trump they hold in terms of dollar value. If anyone wants to go and look at that, please be my guest and let us know. Unless it's in here anyway. So what was this? This was interesting. So a VIP tour rumored to be at the White House for top 25 holders.
That's just going to be his family, isn't it?
Probably, yeah. It is interesting though. I mean, you do wonder, don't you? Like how much, what can you kind of apply to a meme coin like that apart from like stuff like how much could they apply in terms of utility to something like Trump? Obviously, this one is about eToro, which we were just actually looking at on TradingView. It's jumped nearly 30% on its Nasdaq debut under eToro. How do we short this? I'd be interested in shorting eToro. Where's? Oh no. Yeah. To be fair, actually. Yeah, I would potentially be interested in shorting this. Wait, how do we short this? Can I short eToro? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. What have we got? Are you a top holder, Dave? No. No, I'm not. Dave, I've sent you a bubble of top holders. Oh, right, okay. Thank you, mate. Let's see. So Wiz has kindly sent me over a bubble of top holders. I'm just waiting for it to load.
A bubble?
Is it for some reason? Oh, here we go. Right. Well, so this is the top. What the top Trump holders? Hype, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Sun. Guessing is that Justin Sun? What's Miko?
Can we have a look?
I don't know how I pull that up without just opening my Telegram to everyone.
Okay. So no, I wasn't sure what you were looking at.
Top confirmed ones, yeah. All right, okay. Or could short on eToro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's kind of the same in it because I wish I would have. I remember when we was looking at Weeble. When Weeble first thing yo'd, and I was thinking about shorting it, and then it didn't, and then obviously that is just horrendously down, isn't it now? So I kind of think like you'd assume that eToro will kind of do the same thing, even regardless of whatever. Like it's just kind of how chart patterns go, isn't it? So yeah. Anyway, moving on. Let us know in the chat what you'd like us to cover. If you want us to move on to anything different, we can most certainly do that. I'd like to know what Powell's saying. Let's see if he said anything interesting. Hang on. I think, well, what's that? Oh, what's the guy's name now?
Oh, Thomas Lauback.
No, Walter Bloomberg. Here we go.
Oh,
he normally posts out, like, you know, the key points. So he says, oh, yeah, here we go. So he said, appropriate to reconsider average inflation targeting. Powell doesn't comment on near-term economic outlook or rate path. So, yeah, there's been literally no update on that at all, which isn't really a surprise. You know, they had the FOMC meeting last week, and then they've only had CPI, and then obviously today's data, really. That guy's made a funny comment. That's his only job, to give outlook.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know when the next CPI is. I assume it will come in. I don't know if it comes in before or after the FOMC meeting next month. Let's see. Let's go and have a look. So let's click next month. And we'll do United States. When is CPI? Yeah, so we've got CPI on the 11th of June. And then the FOMC meeting on the 18th. So the Fed will actually have had 2 CPI prints leading into the next meeting. So the next one is already forecast at 2.3%. So the last one came in at 2.4. So if this one comes in on target, or, you know, even below, or what they really want to see is it just staying in that 2% range, then it'll be interesting leading in to this meeting, because they'll have had 2 CPI prints, which, you know, given if this one then comes in around that 2, you know, just above 2% figure, you would start asking questions, wouldn't you? Like, you know, when are you actually going to cut? Because that's exactly what you've been saying that you wanted. Remember NMAX? Oh, NMAX. Yeah, that was pure pain. That was pure pain. NMAX was pure pain. Does anyone remember NMAX? That Newsmax? Me and Wiz were looking at this, and literally it was at like the top that we were looking at it. It was at like pretty much the very top that we were looking at it. Look at this thing. It was crazy. It went into like $200, and look at that. And I'm sure, Wiz, we were looking at it like in the $200 range, weren't we? And it's now down 90%-ish from around there. Even if you got in a bit later, I mean, you know, 90. Even if you got in here, you know, it's pretty much gone down only from there. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Pure pain.
Okay.
Sure. Apparently, you can short eToro on trading 212 CFDs.
Yeah, I was just looking at that actually, and yeah, I don't actually do that on trading 212 because I'm frightened I'll lose all my money.
I don't know how it works. I've never actually shorted a stock.
No,
I have on when I used to trade some on some crypto, when there was on some crypto exchanges that I used to use, but I've never actually done it on, like, you know, trading 212 or eToro or anything like that. So I don't actually know how to do it. Like, is it kind of just like an actual short position where you put in, say, 100 quid and you've got a point of liquidation, or how does it work?
I think so, but I don't know. Wiz is obviously the man for that. But
yeah, how does that work, Wiz? If I shorted eToro now with £100, right, and it went down to $20, $30. Oh well, yeah, this is present. Yeah, $30. What's the return off my £100 for that? If this thing just starts going all the way down here, what would be the return on that? We're thinking, 'cause that's exactly what Weeble done.
Actually, isn't shorting just the most amazing thing in the world? You know, you can bet on the price of something going down and make money from it without even owning it. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually interesting, isn't it? I mean, longing in itself it is good as well, because you know you never actually own the underlying asset, do you?
Yeah, because I used to sort of, you know, I used to see people trade before I knew what I was doing, and I used to see people trading, you know, some right old crap, you know, and I was thinking like that's like the worst crypto I can imagine, sort of thing. But people were making money, and then I realised that, you know, if you've got it as a USDT pair, you can trade it either way, and you don't have to own it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking that's a bit of a game changer, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Coinbase is doing well. Obviously, it finished up 2.5% up yesterday. Pre-market, it's back down to yesterday's open. But obviously, after getting added into the S&P 500, it's had a gigapump. So, yeah, nice on Coinbase. And it's still, Coinbase is one still yet to take out its all-time high. Obviously got pretty close in December, but didn't quite get there. Where it came out on a Nasdaq was 380-ish, yeah. Then it reached a high of 428, and obviously since then, in the recent history anyway, it's got to a high of 349. So, yeah, potentially, Coinbase is one still to yet make its way towards its all-time high. Where MicroStrategy obviously just blew it to pieces, and is still holding up quite well.
So I don't get, you know, I mean, I was just thinking about you and your Marks and Spencer's veg, or whatever it was. So 2 days ago, Marks and Spencer Group had a data breach, you know, where everyone's personal details got sold or stolen or whatever. But it didn't really affect their share price at all. I would have thought something like that would like really affect it, but you know, it didn't.
Yeah, well,
why is that?
They've also had like a big security breach just in general, haven't they? Where they've missed out on, like, I think I seen a report on it. I think it was yesterday or day before. It's affected like kind of the supply chain, I think, you know, with getting items into shops and stuff. And they're down like £650 million or something, you know, off sales from it.
All right.
Transport system was messed up, yeah, so the supply chain. And I think it was just so simple as, like, I think someone just rang up, like, one of the like, I don't know whether they outsourced their IT department or not, but I think someone literally just did something very, very easy to get into just causing just chaos. I don't think, from what I read and seen anyway, it wasn't that difficult for whoever's done it to do it. And it's just completely messed it up. But I don't know whether it's affecting other shops as well, like the Co-op, because the Co-op near mine, they've not had anything in for probably well over a week now. Like the fridges are literally empty.
Well, I went down our local Co-op last Sunday because it was about 8 o'clock in the evening, and my daughter decided she wanted some pasta and pesto. I didn't have any pesto, so all the big supermarkets were shut. So I thought, the Co-op down the road, that's open till 11. I went down there, and they only had like red pesto, and she wouldn't want that, you know. So, you know, I said to the girl there, I said, have you got any normal pesto? And she said, no, we haven't. We can't get any because we've had a cyber attack. And I was I was like, okay. And,
so, yeah, I don't know if whoever's done Marks and Spencer's has done the Co-op as well, but there's literally nothing in. And I mean, like, they're really scraping the barrel now.
So what have they actually... I mean, I don't know. I mean, what happened?
I don't know. I think... I don't know. I imagine that they've just got hold of, like, you know, the controls of the supply chain and just completely messed it up or done something anyway. But pretty much, like, there's obviously now no communication or way for them to, have the normal processes of getting items from where they're stored into shops.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick Google saying co-op cyber attack stock availability in stores will not improve until the weekend.
Well, I hope it does improve this weekend, because there's literally bugger all in, and I don't want to do an online shop this week, so I was just hoping on going to the co-op and just getting a few essentials, which I did this morning. But we do have 20 minutes to go until US Open. If you're enjoying this riveting conversation, which you should be, please do drop a like if you haven't already. And if you want us to check out something interesting, let us know in the chat. Let's go and we'll run through some altcoins. We've got XRP coming out of its green background again, another one into the red. So that ended up closing for a superb 14% gain, but did go as high as 20 odd on XRP. So another great move by Stonksy there. Obviously, Sol is one that we've covered at the start of the show. Nothing really on Sol apart from, battling this kind of 180 region. But for the sake of our users' short position, the guy who's short, let's hope that Sol just absolutely tanks.
I think Spud was shorting Sol this morning.
Was he?
On his live stream, yeah.
We've got Doge, Adder. See, everything is, doing as you'd expect, holding up pretty well. Here's an interesting one. So Link, I've had these levels marked out for ages on Link. And you notice this blue box here, exactly where prices come into and rejected off. Obviously, it did spike up, but in terms of daily closes, we have respected that. So, not one I've traded personally, but this is obviously supply for Link on the daily. So if we break above here, I'm expecting it to, given that Bitcoin behaves itself, to trade up to the next line there. So something to watch out for on Link. We obviously are catching, we caught the nice pump up on Stonksy there. Caught the drop down so far from up here. So we'd want to see that shift in momentum back to the green. But Sui is another one. Sui's probably up there with one of the ones that's had the best pumps for altcoins, especially large caps on this run. But yeah, Stonksy catching a bit of choppiness, but catching the drop down now. What else have we got? We've got XLM, Litecoin. So yeah, everything's looking kind of a little bit indecisive at the moment, is what I would say. Looking a little bit indecisive.
I don't know which way to vote on your poll, actually.
Yeah. I tell you what's actually quite interesting is that one of the coins that hasn't really took advantage of this Bitcoin pump is TON. I mean, look at where, this is obviously where Bitcoin bottomed out, wasn't it? Or was it here? No, yeah, it was. Oh, no, TON was. What date did we bottom out on Bitcoin? I can't remember. Where was this?
About 7th of April.
Yeah, like the 9th, yeah. So, interestingly on TON, it came down a bit more afterwards. But we've really not had like any. Well, you looked at ones like Sui there, where we've done a couple of X. From the time where Bitcoin's bottomed, or where TON bottomed anyway, the current price is only up 11%, which is actually fascinating, isn't it? So yeah, I hadn't actually took much notice of that on TON, but yeah, it's not really took. I mean, obviously to its height, it was up near 30, but it's really not took advantage of this pump. You go and look at something like Sui, from where Bitcoin bottomed out here, and where Sui bottomed out, it's up 120%. So yeah, I'm not too sure why TON's not took advantage of that, but I mean, yeah, if we get a Bitcoin fall off, maybe we'll see TON come back and retest that 250 zone. Hype is one that's took advantage for sure. Hype has took advantage. Really big 2.5x plus off the drop there, but right into daily supply there. So we'll see what happens. If we clear this, I would estimate probably, it's definitely going to come for these wicks here, isn't it? But maybe it makes its way towards an all-time high. Who knows? But I think if we definitely clear this grey box, these wicks are at prime for taking, so that would be another, 10, 15% pump. If not, we start pushing up towards, mid to late 30s. We will see. But again, another one that Stonksy caught perfectly. Dot. Yeah, another one. Obviously, we covered all these in great detail on the pumps. But obviously, we've been catching the drops down on some of them now. I'm interested to see what these have been doing on the 5 minute, actually. Have we got much? Not really got much there, but again, you can see how well the 5 minute worked again here with the double confirmation drop down and then push back up. What's it done on something like... Oh, look at that on Ton. Yes. And look at that. Nice little double confirmation. We've got a slight pump there, but then into the red. And that has dropped down very, very nicely on that 5 minute confirmation there. So the 5 minutes still doing the business, isn't it?
Yeah.
Still doing the business.
Yeah, no, I love it. Yeah. Just looking at SMCI actually again, seems to be right up on the pre-market thing.
Wiz says M&S are in big shit as customer data was taken. Yeah, well, I suppose it's data protection, isn't it? What is, mate? SMCI?
Yeah. No, I get a bit confused with this pre-market thingy.
And why is that?
I don't understand exactly what it is. What is it?
It's where the price is at pre-market. So it's where it's going to open. That's where price will open. Once the US market opens, that's where price will open. The price at its pre-market.
Okay, but why is it got that price?
I don't actually know what makes up the price, so I don't know whether that's the price is taken into account of sell and buy orders put in out of hours, ready to fill on open, or who gets to trade out of hours and obviously set that pre-market price. We could just go and ask Grok actually.
Yeah, I'm obviously a bit new to this, the trad stuff,
Let's go and see. Let's go and I love asking Grok on stream. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, I did actually get the. I got a month of the premium actually, just because I wanted to use the voice thing. On my phone actually. I must admit, it's really good. When I was researching the. Bullish engulfing candles and stuff I was doing yesterday, I mostly did that with me just talking to my phone, really, just talking to it like I'm talking to a mate, like, hello, can you tell me about bullish engulfing candles, and off it went,
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
It is brilliant. I actually wonder, I wonder if people are going to use search engines in the future at all, or if Google's going to become like an AI thing, where, because really, when you search for something, you don't really want to find a website to find the answer. You actually want to find the answer to something, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, where can I buy a 5-year-old Ford Fiesta nearby? Now at the moment you won't get that answer with AI, but in theory, you could have in the future, you'd have an AI thing that goes off, has a look on Auto Trader, has a look on eBay, whatever, and it'd go like, sure, here's a list of options. Would you
imagine if you could just type in and just say like, feed, for something like we were talking about the other day, like find me the best Tesla Model 3 or Model Y or whatever within a 50-mile radius of me. Up to this price, that's got the least amount of miles and whatever, or the most features or whatever. And imagine if you could do that, and it goes and scours eBay, it scours Auto Trader, and brings you back like a handful of selections. Go and take a look at these.
I know.
And then it's brought you back the ones that are obviously in that price range with the lowest amount of miles You know, maybe you've put in the color that you wanted or something.
Yeah. And, you know, for me, I'd be like, okay, which one's got a tow bar? It's like, oh, it's these two here. Would you like me to call them for you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, imagine.
You know, or shall I email them or contact them and arrange an appointment, you know?
Yeah.
And then you go like, yeah, sure, it's okay. Well, they can meet you on Thursday and you haven't got anything planned for that day. Is that all right? And you go, yeah, okay. And like, do you know what I mean? It'd be great. You wouldn't have to you wouldn't actually look at a single website, would you? You just do that and then that's it. And you go off and buy your car.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely. But so I did put this in. It said the pre-market price of a stock is determined by supply and demand in pre-market trading sessions, which comes, I'm guessing, in London session between 4 a.m. and 9:30. So, you know, pretty much I'm guessing that ties in with when the London Stock Exchange opens. And it doesn't actually say. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So the pre-market price reflects the balance of buy and sell limit orders.
Okay.
So I'm guessing, yeah, they're the buy and sell orders that are put in pre-market ready to fill on open, aren't they?
Okay. Right. Just looking at some of the Wizzy's.
Math says search in the near future will be an AI agent. Yeah, for sure.
Well, it will be, yeah. I mean,
and now haggle with the dealer. I know, yeah. Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine if you could just just get it on the like a chat with a dealer or something, and it would just pop up saying, "I'm talking to you on behalf of Save with Crypto. He's interested in this car that you've got. What's your best price on it or something?" But then I suppose like we are just kind of entering into a point of just severe laziness, aren't we, as humans? Then. If it does all the work for you, but then we want it also to phone up the dealer for us instead of us just doing it ourselves.
Well, yeah, I suppose. But I mean, things have gone a bit like that anyway, haven't they? I mean, if you want to sort something out, you know, if you want to sort out something with like your internet provider or whatever, you know, you don't really speak to a human anymore, do you? You know.
Do you know what I really like? On Amazon, you can always get in contact with a human pretty easily.
You can. And last time I did it, they were actually really good.
Yeah. Because I'm actually going to, even though I bought that parasol in December, I'm going to try and get my money back for it. Because I buy everything on Amazon. I spend a good chunk of money on Amazon every single month. So, even though the returns policy is out, normally they're quite good when I complain.
You probably will get your money back as well, you know, because
I'm gonna try. Yeah.
I mean, I've done things like I had one of them like, you know, power pack things for like, you know, you charge your phone up with, and when we were going up to Scotland last summer, I kind of gave it to my girls who were in the back of the car to sort of charge up their phone, and somehow one of them sat on it, and it had like the old style USB-A plug going into it, and that got kind of bent, and it basically it ripped off the socket from the circuit board inside it, so that USB-A socket stopped working, but the rest of it worked. Like the other USB-A socket worked, and the micro USB and the USB-C and the lightning port, they all worked. And I kind of like, you know, emailed the Amazon thing and said like, oh, this stopped working, like one of the ports stopped working, and they do weird things like, you know, can you send us a photo of it not working? Yeah, okay. So I actually did a little video. I plugged in a phone and said like, there you go, it doesn't work, you know. And they sent me a new one. I mean, I'd had the thing about 9 months, and they sent me a new one that's much better, and didn't want the old one back. So my daughter's using the old one just with the one socket, you know. And,
I'm just nipping the toilet, mate. I'll be back.
Yeah, but they really don't care actually. I suppose I could put the screen on, couldn't I? While sorry, that's my alert going off. Dave's probably going to want to set his screen ready for the New York Open, isn't he? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll briefly put my screen on just while he's Having a la. All right, okay. All right, so this is one I'm interested in, the SMCI. This is one of the traditional stocks that Wiz was talking about. So I'm interested in this. If this goes up to like $50 or so, I'll definitely want to sell it. So that's cool. What else am I interested in? I've got a load of Google that I'm wondering if I should sell or not. I'm open to suggestions with that. I'm well in profit because I bought it around about 150 something. Actually, I did really well on that. Yeah, I think I bought it 150 point something. So I'm actually well in profit with that. And this is why I was asking about the pre-sale value, because that's up there, you see. So that's I'd be more than happy to sell it at that, or I could just hang on to it. So I could do that. So you back, Dave?
Yeah.
So I just took the screen for a minute just to sort of.
Oh, it's fine. I don't mind.
Have a look. I can put it on the Bitcoin thing if you want for the.
You got 5 minutes, mate. Don't you worry.
No, I just haven't looked through my stuff really.
Just you know what? Yeah, take a minute to just flick through. Wiz says he's what?
I was going to say, for anybody who knows about Zoid Pay, this is a token that's in a dreadful state. But they do have a AMA tomorrow just for the node operating people, which is me actually. So,
what? Just you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this is like bloody die-hard bag holder. Anyway, but I don't know. They might have some good news anyway. But that out of these are all my ESDT tokens, like the Multiverse X stuff. So. These are all pretty crap, really. But that's the only one that's up. That's the only one that's up today. So there you go. BGB's a funny one. BGB's the native token of BitGet exchange, and this always seems to go up when Bitcoin goes down. So, so that's interesting. This has been up to $8, and I did actually sell a load of it at $8. So, but this was only about 40 cents about a year ago.
Was it?
Not even that. I don't think. I think about 3 months ago. It was. Yeah. If I go, I'll zoom out on the daily. Keep an eye on the time. I don't know why it did it.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that was about November last year.
Wow, it went all the way up to nearly $9.
I know. But I was kind of buying it around about. I'm sure it was less than that.
Whoa!
I'm sure I was buying it at about 40 or something. But yeah,
it's done 100x, hasn't it? To the top, it done 100x. That's at about 8 cents then. Yeah.
So that's pretty mental. And it does make you think, about these exchange tokens.
That's fantastic, isn't it?
Because I was buying this when I started using the exchange years ago, and it was one of these things where, like, in a lot of exchanges, you can convert all your dust into either into USDT or whatever their native token is, and it was one of those where you just convert your dust into BGB, and I just got into the habit of doing that every day at 1 o'clock. So I had a little bag of it, and then I realised you could trade it using that as collateral. So I did a bit of that, and I got quite a big bag of it, and then I sold it up at $8. So
very nice.
So I did well then, actually.
Yeah, it's a superb exit, isn't it?
But yeah, so I've started kind of doing that again a little bit with BGB. So that's good fun. Everything else is rubbish. Apart from
nothing's really had too much excitement about it, has it? While Bitcoin's in this kind of consolidation phase again.
Yeah, out of my list, the best one there is SMCI, which is up quite a lot, really. That's the 3 day, but on the 1 hour it's like that. Do you want to have your screen up for the open, or shall I do mine?
You can just throw yours up if you want, mate. Throw it on the 1 minute Stonksy chart. Let's see what it does.
Okay, about 1 minute.
I need to get some water again. Oh, my mouth is parched permanently. Let's see what we get coming in. If you haven't already, please do drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you are new. And of course, you can sign up to BLOFIN, the best exchange to be trading on, whether that be, trading futures, spot, or just holding funds on there. Sign up to the Stonksy link. It's first link in the description. It's also pinned in the chat, and you get yourself some nice welcome bonuses. And of course, don't forget, you can get 20% off your first month of Stonksy with code BOT20. That's the indicator you see on screen at the moment. And you do get access to the Discord server and the trading bots as well. That's the second link in the description. And that'll take you to the website. So you want to put that code in when you're checking out with the monthly plan.
So how's the poll looking?
Let's see. Oh yeah, I need to close the poll actually. Good reminder. We are on 52%, so 34 votes, 53% of people thinking that we're going down.
Okay. I voted up, but I wasn't sure, to be honest. I've been trying to pay more attention to the Stonksy oscillator, actually.
Yeah.
To see if and
Oh,
down we go.
there we go. Ding a ding a ding.
Okay, well, so why is that then? So Stonksy wise, 5 minute nothing, 6 minute.
Right, let's get back on camera.
6 minute nothing.
Mr. Delta says, sorry I'm late. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Delta. Thank you for joining us. What time do you call this? Yeah.
Actually, I was going to see him tonight, but I'm not anymore.
We've just had an update actually from our user in the Discord. I mentioned about that Sol short before. He's just put another update in general. So he is now 3,281 USDT in profit, 490% P&L.
Fantastic.
That's on that 75x Sol short.
Right, what was that? That was background change on the 3 minute. That's brilliant. Actually, thinking about it, I think Spud went long. Actually,
did he?
I think he did. Yeah. Come on, load Stonksy. That's right. I think my internet connection.
Here he is.
Ooh.
Here he is, the legend from the Discord. He's here, Nick Malloy.
Hello, Nick. I've been talking about you.
Yeah, I was talking about your Sol short at the start of the stream. I don't know if you was in or not. I was telling everyone about your Sol short that you'd put in this morning. It's a nice profit on that, mate. Congratulations. That is an epic trade as well. Do you normally trade with that much leverage? Or was that kind of like I don't think this is going higher anymore and I'm going to put, my money where my mouth is? But either way, superb trade and a really nice chunk of profit, mate. Well done.
That was an alert saying the background changed on the 3 minute, but it's flicking backwards and forwards all the time actually. So I don't think we got any clear direction at all, unfortunately.
Yeah, the market seems quite indecisive, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing on the 5 minute or 6 minute for the moment. So
the market seems quite indecisive with what it wants to do.
It's quite weird. It's almost like there's more news to come, but there isn't, is there? Unless
not really. No, not really. I think we're done for the week now. We have something tomorrow, but it's just that Michigan index that measures consumer confidence. Nothing. I don't think it's major.
Let's have a look at Solana then. Sort of.
Yeah, let's go and have a look at Sol while we've got our main man nicking. So he was at, let's see, so the mark price was 171 when he was loading that, when he loaded that up. So he's even a bit more in profit now. So he says, not usually, but that looked like a local top on Sol and just sent the short at 183. Well, congrats, mate.
Yeah,
Really
well
nice,
done.
really nice trade, and obviously even better P&L. I hope there's probably going to be a few people in the chat cursing me now, but I hope it nukes for you, which probably is what some people aren't hoping for it to do. But I hope it nukes for you, mate. But well done, and good management of it and stuff. Really nice trade. I'm envious.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was talking about bullish engulfing candles yesterday.
Oh yeah.
I with the aid of Grok, I was thinking like I'm not very good at spotting these, so Grok suggested this. Where is it now? It's called adaptive something candle. Adaptive candlestick pattern. Adaptive candlestick pattern recognition. It's the most complicated indicator in the world, but what you can do is say, like, on the one candle settings, it's got no, hang on the two candlestick settings, it's got like bearish engulfing there and bullish engulfing there, so you can turn all the rest off if you want, and then what it does, it kind of plots all these things and sort of shows you different candlestick patterns. So what I was looking at Bitcoin on the index, I think it was, and I was looking at the monthly, so I'll explain what I'm talking about in a moment. Let me just get there. So this is Bitcoin on the monthly. It's really hard to see with all the other stuff there. Right. I have got another layout where I've got this set up actually properly, but what I was looking for was a bullish engulfing candle. I'm sure there's someone somewhere. Was it? No. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, the point was what I was saying. Oh, I know what it is. Yeah. No, I'd have to set this up properly. So it's a bit confusing, that one. But what I was saying yesterday was that apparently, if you include the wicks on the candles, and you look for bullish engulfing candles, if you're not including the wicks, that means that the candle you're looking for is bigger than the one before. But if you include the wicks and you're looking at this current quarterly candle, this current 3-month candle, this one, if that gets up to the level of the last red one, which is like 108, it's basically all-time high. If we get to an all-time high before the end of this month, then that will be the first ever bullish engulfing candle on the quarterly time frame for Bitcoin ever. So it's cool. But anyway, there is that indicator. I was playing with it earlier, but it's a bit confusing to use. But basically what it does, it kind of looks for various candlestick patterns and then puts a little label by them saying it's a doji, or it's a bullish engulfing, or it's a firefly doji, and all that sort of stuff. If that's the sort of thing you use. But yeah, no, it was interesting anyway. But anyway, that. So that's why if we get an all-time high before the end of June, I think I'm quite bullish for the rest of the year. But if we don't, maybe not.
Yeah, that is it. That's I like that. That's interesting. I know, obviously, we covered it the other day, didn't we? And I wasn't aware that we'd never had a bullish engulfing before.
Not on the quarterly, no. On the monthly.
So why is that one? If you go to the left,
Yeah.
that, no, hang on, left one, that one. Why is that not a bullish engulfing?
This one here.
Yeah.
That isn't, because if you include the wicks,
Oh, right, it didn't take
the
downside wick.
The wick before was lower.
Yeah.
You see.
Right.
But
okay,
yeah, if you include the body, it is. Yeah, but I wasn't sure if you're supposed to or not, and I did a bit of a grok with it, and it said, yeah, you should include the wicks. You should include the entire range.
Right,
so
okay.
if you do that, then that was not one. You see.
Yeah.
And then if looking back. Yeah, no, there just isn't one. But yeah, the idea, because the candle before has to be the opposite color, and what I'm saying is if that includes the wicks, then if we get an all-time high, then this one will become a quarterly bullish engulfing candle. Yeah. So there you go. Oh, anyway, what's happening in the comments?
Okay, I like that, mate. Thank you for that demonstration.
Well, yeah. So sorry, I couldn't make that indicator thing work. It's just a bit too complicated because the guy who made it put like about 85 different candlestick patterns in it.
Yeah.
And there's everything. There's all like 3 white crows and 5 black soldiers and I don't know.
all the mad ones.
Yeah, all called. There's yeah. What's the one? The domed house and the pigeon or something.
I like the single ones, mate. I just like the single candlesticks. When I'm not really a massive fan of. To be honest, I don't mind like a bullish checkmate and a tower, which would be the bearish alternative. SMFC is asking what the indicator's called, so maybe he's going to whip up some magic for
the candlesticks.
Yeah,
it's called the it's called the adaptive. That's it. Adaptive candlestick pattern recognition by Soul Collector.
There we go.
And that was the suggestion from Grok. And I mean, what all I wanted really was I wanted a script that would just show me bullish engulfing candles, which included wicks. And then Grok said, I can make you a Pine script for it, and it did it, and it didn't work. I just got syntax errors everywhere. So
yeah,
there is also one called something like what's it called now? It's called like candlestick. I think there's one of the ones that is actually built into TradingView. Candlestick patterns. Maybe that's it. Not sure. But anyway, that one I just showed you, that adaptive one, that's really cool though, because you can, like I say, you can choose if you want to include the wicks or not include the wicks, and you've got various kind of sensitivities and stuff you can play with as well. And what I noticed was I started looking around, and the different charts and stuff, and it's the sort of thing that I don't really pay that much attention to. I just look at a chart and I'm just looking for like which way the candles are going really. Where I think maybe I should pay a bit more attention to it. I quite like those. I like the hammer candles. The ones where it looks like is it an inverted hammer where you've got the but you've got like a sort of a body like that, and then you've got like a wick like that. and that's normally something to do with like, the price comes down, and that's a reversal candle. Because really, that's what we want to find. We want to find the reversals, don't we? We want to, that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? Really. Anyway, but if Dean, if you can do your magic with all that, build it all into Stonksy and make it even better, that'd be amazing. But Stonksy is continuously evolving, I believe. So that's all good stuff. And do get it if you haven't got it. Anyway, so what is Bitcoin's just going sideways, isn't it? Really, I was hoping it would do something exciting, but I think it's going to do some 3 o'clock stuff. Just noting here that this oscillator here on the 5-minute is going quite positive now. So maybe we're going to see something on the 5-minute or maybe a 6-minute soon. That would be nice if we did. Yeah, just want to see a direction, really. Holy moly, that's a script. What is? Oh, what the size of the adaptive thing? Yeah, I bet it's huge. It's got like loads of stuff in there. Check Sol kind of dumping. Oh, well, you're going to be happy, aren't you, Nick?
Oh yeah, down at 170.
Yeah.
Actually,
I quite want to buy some Sol actually. So if it goes down a bit, I might get some. Okay.
We're saying apparently United Healthcare, which is UNH ticker, is rugging hard. The weekly chart is a work of art. United Healthcare rugging. Rugging everyone in that country, aren't they, for healthcare? See what the weekly.
Oh,
chart.
Jesus!
Whoa! Whoa! What's happened there? What's caused that? How many weeks of selling is that? That's a lot of weeks of selling, isn't it?
Oh, they must have done something.
4, 5. What's caused that, Wizzo?
They must have done something wrong.
Yeah, because that's just rugged within like the span of 5-6 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it? No, it looks like it started selling off before earnings, did it? Surely earnings wouldn't have that much of an effect on that, though. Yeah, maybe for a couple of days. Oh, I don't know, actually.
I think they did.
Let's see. Click on it. What did they miss by? Oh, the CEO resigned. And they missed earnings. Click on the earnings button.
Hang on.
They didn't miss it by a massive amount. They missed it by 1.8%. I mean, they still had 109 billion in revenue, which is insane, isn't it?
Under a criminal probe by the US Justice
Department.
Department.
Oh, so that's what's caused the CEO to resign. Wow.
Right. What, so he had his fingers in the till?
Yeah, something like that.
Wow. Oh, did you short that, Wiz?
I bet he did. I bet he got told by the CEO himself, "I'm going to resign." Short.
Hello. Oh,
it's mad that, isn't it? Because them, within 6 weeks of 5-6 weeks of selling, how long of buying has that just shaving off the price? Like, if you zoom out.
That's the weekly already. Actually.
Yeah, leave it on the weekly. Yeah, just zoom out on the weekly.
Okay.
And let's just see. So it's shaving off. It's back to its COVID levels.
Yeah.
So it's within 5 weeks. It's just shaving off, nearly 5 years. Well, pretty much 5 years of buying. Obviously, it went sideways for a long time, didn't it? It then hit a new high, but it was going sideways for like 3 years, pretty much. But still, just anarchy over at United Healthcare Group.
Anything is with things like that is like, that's a real massive company, isn't it? It's
I
like...
tell you what, is that the company where that guy is on trial for in New York? The one that's apparently like really look at that as well. Look how many earnings they hit. They hit all earnings there constantly, and then had one. Is that the one where the guy was killed, and there's that high profile person who's on trial in New York? Do you know which one I mean? I can't remember his name, but it's been getting a lot of publicity. But is that why the last CEO was murdered by that guy who's on trial? Yeah. I hope Bitcoin CEO doesn't resign. Satoshi already did resign, didn't he? Like in 2013 or 2014, whenever it was.
Yeah.
What we don't want, we don't want him to come back. Is that what we don't want that wallet to start? Oh, look at that. Look at Sol. Oh, mate, our good boy is going to be eating well tonight. That's for sure.
That's the weekly. Don't panic.
This happens every summer. FTX term. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I thought it was. I thought the story kind of lined up anyway. But yeah, do make sure if you haven't already, do drop a like on the stream. Obviously, subscribe if you're not already. And, of course, you can still get Stonksy for 20% off. It's the second link in the description. Put code BOT20 in at checkout on the monthly plan. You get 20% off your first month. And you get access to everything. The indicator, the Discord server, and the bot. But there is some great updates coming to the indicator very soon. And Bitcoin is rugging.
It is, isn't it?
It is. Look at that. That is a pretty harsh couple of candles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very interesting indeed.
Have we got some news or something?
I don't think so.
Let me just have a look on X.
We've got SPX. SPX is down, which may be taking it down with it a bit, but it's not down massively, So I don't know. ETH is selling off pretty aggressively. Bitcoin's now re-entering that zone that I was talking about. Which, yeah, maybe we're gonna go and sweep that Monday low.
Okay. Yeah, gold's all right.
Massive cyber attack on Coinbase, apparently. Oh, mate. Can you imagine if someone got hold of some of MicroStrategy's Bitcoin and just started dumping it at market? Well, it's funny because there was a news story before on Watcher Guru that it was news story of Coinbase declines paying $20 million ransom demand following bribery attempt on rogue overseas support agents. That was reported by Watcher Guru at 12 UK time.
Right. Okay. Oh, Coinbase stock's down 6%. Ah. That's not good timing, is it?
Well, there we go.
That sounds a bit insidery, doesn't it? Sounds, don't know.
Very, very. It kind of like when that Bybit thing happened. It's very, very convenient timing.
Yeah,
just to flush the market out.
I know. That's almost like, yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
I can't believe someone planned to pump and dump Coinbase. That's amazing.
Yeah. Loki said we should now see inefficient expansion to the next level of imbalance flows. I think you were looking at 97k, weren't you, mate? And SMFC says, why can't people just be nice? Well, I suppose where there's money to be made, you will get criminals, won't you? So no doubt they've been able to get their hands on some form of monetary gain. So I assume, yeah, while there's money to be made, we definitely won't see people being nice. So this was 3 hours ago. So that's
okay.
not the reason for Bitcoin dumping now, is it?
No. Cyber criminals bribed and recruited rogue overseas support agents to pull personal data. Okay. So you got.
In fact, I have a few next steps in mind that I'm going to share.
Well, let's watch this, yeah.
Hey everyone, I want to make you aware of a disturbing email that we received recently at Coinbase. It was a ransom note demanding $20 million in Bitcoin in exchange for these attackers not releasing some information they claim to have obtained on our customers. Now, we like to do things transparently here at Coinbase, and so I'm going to respond publicly to these attackers by saying, no, we are not going to pay your ransom. In fact, I have a few next steps in mind that I'm going to share at the end of this video. But for the rest of you watching, wondering what happened, we did an investigation here, and these attackers have been approaching our overseas customer support agents, looking for a weak link, someone who would accept a bribe in exchange for sharing some customer information with them. Now, our support tools have limited access to customer information. There was no passwords or private keys or funds accessed as part of this. But customer support agents do have access to personal information like name, date of birth, address, etc. And attackers still want access to this information because it allows them to conduct social engineering attacks where they can call our customers, impersonating Coinbase customer support, and try to trick them into sending their funds to the attacker. Now, unfortunately, they were able to find a few bad apples. Our systems are designed to mitigate the impact of something like this, so less than 1% of our monthly transacting users had their records accessed, but this is still unacceptable, and I want to tell you what we're doing about it. So first, any customers that were socially engineered as a result of this incident, we're going to reimburse them. There's more details on our website, on our blog posts about the reimbursement process. You can read more there. Any customers who have been impacted by this or have been notified at this point. Number two, we're hardening our systems around customer support to make something like this much more difficult in the future. And third, we're actually relocating some of our customer support operations as a result of this. But the last step is maybe the most important, which is that instead of paying this $20 million ransom, we're turning it around. And we're putting out a $20 million award for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of these attackers. For these would-be extortionists or anyone seeking to harm Coinbase customers, know that we will prosecute you and bring you to justice. And now you have my answer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I hope I was in that 1%. I don't mind giving up some of my information for a financial gain.
Fair enough, yeah. But so the best way to play
what was
that.
making me laugh? Sorry, mate. I was just say what was making me laugh was the pauses in the video. Like, you know, like he had that written out and he was kind of either flicking through it or like waiting for it to come up somewhere. Like the pauses were just like so long, wasn't they?
Yeah, yeah, it was a bit strange, but obviously it's important he gets it right, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so the thing to do, right, the way to have played that would have been to put a massive short on Coinbase and then send them a ransom note.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
And you know, don't worry about the 20 million because you'd make that in your short anyway.
I tell you what would be even better is put on a big short on Bitcoin and MSTR and send them a thing, saying we've got some of your seed phrases. We've not done anything yet, but we're about to.
Yeah.
Pay us 10 Bitcoin.
Yeah. Right. That is not financial advice, by the way.
Yeah, don't do that. It's also illegal. So yeah, not condoning that, and do not do that.
Yeah, they will lock you up and throw away the keys for that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but I suppose, yeah, not your keys, not your cheese. You know, that's the lesson, isn't it? But
that's it.
I think everyone will be all right. It'd be like a Bybit thing. It's got similar vibes to it, actually, isn't it? You know,
it is quite interesting. Like,
in fact, I think it's the same background as what Ben Zhao had, isn't it? So So maybe they made a bunch of those videos at the same time.
It's not really done anything to the market, though, has it?
Well, it appeared to at first, didn't it?
No, that was published 3 hours ago.
That's true. Yeah.
So Bitcoin's actually went up since then. I don't know. I think basically because what's kind of funny and not funny is people have probably looked at it and gone, "Oh, it's only people's information. Who cares about that?" Instead of like, does this affect funds? Like, if it affects funds, market tanks. Oh, it's only people's personal information. Who cares? That's pretty much like the market's response to that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was AI. I don't think it was. It was posted by Brian Armstrong himself.
Yeah.
But maybe AI would have read it better. I don't know. I mean, he's very articulate in it, but them pauses were kind of making me a bit uneasy.
I know.
I just wanted him to carry on speaking. You'd give your info for air miles. Do you know what? I actually wouldn't, Pappy, because I hate flying. I hate it with a passion. I avoid it at all costs. So I wouldn't. No. In this case, anyway. Switching the ransom to a bounty. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good move, isn't it? It's a pretty badass move. Like, what, you want $20 million off us? No thanks. In saying that though, 1%. How many users do you reckon Coinbase has got? They must have tens of million, if not maybe even hundreds of million users.
Yeah.
So you'd imagine that this is potentially still affecting a couple of million people. But I think we're towards the end of the stream now, mate. So yeah, big thank you to everyone that's watched. We've got 38 people watching, so do make sure you still drop a big like on the stream. Do subscribe. And yeah, make sure you click them links in the description if you haven't. Sign up to BLOFIN. BLOFIN haven't had any attacks on them like Coinbase, so yeah, sign up to your non-KYC account on BLOFIN. And of course, do sign up to Stonksy if you haven't already. Come and give it a try for 20% off. But yeah, that's all from us. It's been a great stream, and obviously back for the weekend one tomorrow, the Friday stream. It is Bring a Friend Day, so your task as the viewers and our friends is to extend our friendship group by getting the link and sending it in a group chat, whether that be a crypto group chat or whatever, or send it to a friend and say, come and join this stream. But yeah, big thank you for joining. Catch you all tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye.